Hello, Norfolk enjoyers. You are listening to the Norfolk and Good podcast from Enjoying Norfolk. I'm Steph.
And I'm Andrew.
Now, we have a confession to make, although you've probably noticed by our conspicuous absence. We were supposed to deliver this episode last week, and due to horrendous personal circumstances, in that we were actually moving, we really wanted to record it, but the stars just didn't align, did they, Andrew?
No, they didn't.
In fact, the stars came crashing down from the ceiling, and they're currently in boxes around us.
I don't know where my stars are anymore, basically.
They're very dark stars. Yeah, so we wanted to get this out last week. We're a tiny bit off schedule, but we decided, what the hell, we're going to go for it anyway. Because this episode, we wanted to talk, it being, 4 days before Halloween or something like that. We're coming into Halloween weekend, end of October. We wanted to discuss all things spooky in Norfolk. Norfolk's got lots of ghosts, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So it's supposed to be a very haunted place. I think, to be honest, because it is an old place and Norwich is an old settlement, that it's bound to have a lot of ghost stories because there have been a lot of people who have died.
Yes.
And so there's still a lot of old buildings in and around Norwich, and as you go out, as you go out into the wider countryside, there's a lot of, for example, ruined abbeys. Yeah. There's also a lot of sort of religious sites and spiritual sites, and they all seem although sort of Halloween is generally at odds with religion because it's a little bit dark, and also ghosts. I'm not sure how they really feel about ghosts, but they do tend to go hand in hand, don't they?
They do. It is Halloween where the barrier between life and the afterlife is the thinnest.
It's the veil between life and death.
The veil, that's it. Yeah.
It's either that or Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve?
Yeah, I've read lots of ghost stories. Honestly, that's why people tell ghost stories at Christmas, and we're digressing a bit here because it isn't Christmas yet, Andrew. Hold you hard.
Yes, I don't like to discuss Christmas.
Until Halloween's out of the way.
Yes.
No, but apparently there's a very, very thin veil between this life and the beyond on Christmas Eve, and something about animals talking and birds talking or something like that. I've read it.
You sure?
Seriously, yes. You can look it up. Honestly, you can look at it. It could be a Victorian thing, but there's something associated with that, which is why ghost stories are such a big thing.
Just talking to you?
No. No, they like, verbalise or whatever. Whatever talking is. I don't know. I haven't listened to any of them, but anyway, look it up. But anyway.
Look it up?
Yeah.
Charming.
I don't remember the details. Anyway, getting back on track. Yeah. So, some interesting ghosts. So I can remember my dad, who is from East Rudham in West Norfolk, telling me ghost stories from when I was very young about a grey lady in Raynham Hall. Oh. And apparently, he says, it is said that when the water pump in East Rudham runs without any human involvement, then the grey lady will walk or is walking. And he says he's known the pump to run on its own. Well, he does say this is usually known to happen when the wind is blowing from the northeast and in the autumn when the leaves are falling and rustling in the trees, which I'm not sure whether he's kind of embellished that very slightly. It sounds very spooky. But he says beware, because anyone who sees the grey lady of Raynham Hall or tries to touch her will experience the worst of bad luck.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Well, I think they will. Yeah, I'd be pretty scared, to be honest. I think that's enough bad luck to see.
That's a very interesting one, actually.
So, yeah.
Runs without any human involvement.
Indeed, it does. And I've actually seen the pump, although it wasn't running when I saw it. But apparently, I don't know if it's long dry. But anyway, if it runs without, just inexplicably starts running with water, then the grey lady walks.
Oh, the hairs on the back of my neck.
Are they? Are the hairs bristling? So there are quite a lot of grey ladies in Norfolk.
Yeah.
That sounds like we're talking
rude,
about the population. Grey lady ghosts. There are also a fairly large number of hooded monks.
Yes.
I think. So ones which I've read about are particularly associated with the village of Walsingham.
Yeah.
And I read a really interesting article, actually, a long time ago. I think it was in The Guardian, about a guy who went to Walsingham, and I think he was a tourist.
I remember you telling me about this.
And he said he saw a hooded ghostly monk figure standing quite near what used to be the Norfolk. Is it still the Norfolk Riddle Fish and Chips?
Yeah, I think no, not anymore.
Okay, it used to be the Norfolk. But standing
used to be
down
the
there,
Norfolk Riddle. Used to be the restaurant down there, didn't it?
Yeah.
But it's where the roads join.
Yes,
and
I'll show it to you.
Is there a village sign or a war memorial?
It
was by there, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, because I've told you about it. Anyway, I tried to seek the article out. I don't know if it's online anymore, available, but he swore as plain as day that he saw something. And actually, he said, I think I remember distinctly the final phrases of the article, something like it restored, not only, because obviously Walsingham is a very spiritual place.
Yes.
It's the site of, there's a pilgrimage site there, isn't there?
There is, yeah. Our Lady of Walsingham.
Yeah, indeed. Site of miracles. So hugely important to religious people the world over, and very well known for that fact. And it's a beautiful place to visit, isn't it? It's a lovely walk.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Lovely buildings, very old. There's a lot of age there, isn't there?
Yeah.
So
you can imagine something.
You can. There's
there.
vibes.
Yeah.
There's vibes. So, but he was a visitor. He wasn't particularly a believer, and he said that it not only led him to believe, but it also restored his faith generally in all things, because it sort of opened his mind. And it was a very honest account of an observation of this hooded monk ghost.
Ah. Very good. Very interesting, actually. Very interesting.
Indeed.
I think we went along towards him after you told us that story.
It stuck in my mind.
Just to see
if we could see it. Really stuck in my mind. You just said it was just standing there at that point in the street, just kind of plain as day,
this
and
is the thing,
then it disappeared though.
Yeah, this is the thing. You spot something, don't you? Out the corner of your eye or something like that, and then you look again. It's gone. And you do wonder, don't you?
Very strange. Yeah. Hooded monks as well, and this is also fairly close and linked to Walsingham, I've heard. So Binham Priory.
Yes.
Apparently has a ghostly hooded monk. Yeah. So Binham Priory is a lovely, lovely place to visit anyway. I find it very peaceful.
Definitely.
A very peaceful place. I mean, I suppose in some respects these ruined abbeys and priories aren't that peaceful, because a lot of them were probably, I guess, destroyed in the Reformation, which was a very unpeaceful event. Yeah. But they seem peaceful now. I find them quite peaceful, quiet places.
They do. I love
in the
going
countryside.
to Priory, walking around the ruins.
But apparently it's haunted. Apparently there is a ghostly hooded monk. Apparently, and again, I don't know how true this is, there are tunnels between Binham Priory and Walsingham, which you can believe could be true. And actually, again, there's something to do with tunnels with the Rainham Hall ghost as well. Okay. There were lots of escape routes. I don't know whether it was to do with Catholicism, so during the Reformation, so that the monks could escape. Or travel between, but there were
without going above ground.
Above ground, absolutely. So, but apparently, so the ghost has been seen walking the route of the tunnels, but overground, and such thing. And there were these, and that's something to, and I'm sure there's something to do with the Grey Lady of Rainham Hall as well with the ghost, and that's why the water pump's involved, because obviously the pump pipes are underground, I don't know, something like that. So it's very interesting. So
it's very interesting, And if anybody knows any more about those ones,
I mean, we do not claim to be. We're interested parties, aren't we?
Oh, very interested.
We're
very
not
interested
experts,
in the ghostly.
But it's not most haunted, and there are other podcasts which do that very well, don't they? Yeah, there's one called Weird Norfolk, which does all the spooky stuff. So, there's no point in us reinventing the wheel, basically. Reinventing the spooky wheel. But it being Halloween, we just thought we'd give you a few. So, Walsingham, if you want to get down there, do a bit of ghost hunting. It's always a good one. Binham Priory. And Rainham Hall. And actually, while we were talking about Most Haunted, there's also a fantastic episode of Most Haunted. On Pier. Cromer Pier.
Yes, there is. We watched it recently, didn't we?
Yes, because we were talking about it a while back. So we used to be big fans of Most Haunted. I don't know if any of you watched it, with Yvette Fielding off of Blue Peter and her husband Carl. Yeah. And they did it for quite a few series, and they did Most Haunted Live. And it was just excellent. Brilliant, entertaining telly. I mean, who cares whether it was real or not, but obviously it was. But no, they did a Cromer Pier one, didn't they? And that was really quite good. And again, you can imagine it's quite a spooky environment because of its positioning, but also because of that constant sort of background white noise of the sea. Yeah. And all those kind of sound waves, I think, contribute. They've kind of proved that certain really low rumbling sound waves can give you that feeling of unease. Okay, and the feeling in the back on your neck.
They use in movies.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not actually necessary. So that kind of that scary ambience can be achieved with these.
I can see Cromer Pier
being haunted. Yeah. Theatres are supposed to be very haunted places because again, lots happen, lots of emotion, lots of emotion, lots of joy, lots of heartache, lots of tears. There's always loads of tragedies as well in theatre environments, so they tend to be subject to lots of fires.
Okay,
Because because of their lots of wood, I suppose, for the stage, but also lots of lighting, electrics, and generally old buildings.
Yeah.
There's also the opportunity for accidents. Things crashing down, people falling down, stuff. And also romance.
In the olden days.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And also there's lots of love stories associated with theatres, and where there are love stories, there are sad love stories that end in tragedy.
Oh dear.
Good and bad, you see.
Dear me.
Crow Pier apparently has a ghost. And we've got the Hooded Monks, the Grey Ladies. What other ghostly, spooky things do we have here in the East, Andrew? I'm thinking particularly of something on four legs.
Well, I used to have this book when I was growing up. It used to be on the bookshelf. My dad used to have it and things. I used to pull out and have a look. I think it was called The Ghosts and Ghostly Thingamajigs of the Broads and Norfolk.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And in there, one thing caught my eye, and that was Black Shuck.
Black Shuck.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Scared the living daylights out of me, actually.
Can I just go back to ghostly thingamajigs?
The ghostly thingamajigs? Who said that?
I love that. So Black Shuck. So apparently, in English folklore, Black Shuck, also known as, aka Old Shuck.
Oh, yeah.
And also Old Shock. To his mate, simply Shuck.
He's got mates, has he?
This is straight up. It is the name given, this is straight off of Wikipedia, by the way, folks, to a ghostly black dog which is said to roam the coastline and countryside of East Anglia. However, I must point out that lots of black dog stories have been recorded in folklore across the British Isles.
Yes.
It's a big popular one, isn't it? Yeah. So, but there are accounts of Black Shuck.
Beast and Bump. Beast and Bump.
Yeah, I'm coming to that in a minute.
Yes.
Coming to that in a minute. So, part of the folklore of Norfolk, Suffolk, Cambridgeshire, the Fens, Essex.
Yeah.
It's sometimes recorded as an omen of death. Dun, dun, dun. But other times
it's described
as companionable.
Reading about it was
scary.
Reading about its eyes, and if it sees you and you see it, then that was
dearie me.
Yeah, it didn't. And once I camped out. I had to camp out in Thetford Forest.
God, okay,
yeah, absolutely terrifying. Yeah, I know, absolutely terrifying because I've just been reading up about Black Shuck.
Yeah, and then
I had to camp out, and we each had to sort of take turns in being on watch the campsite,
Yeah.
And when I was on, there was all this snapping of branches in the woods.
That's very Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I could ever camp in a forest or a wood again. Actually,
yeah, never been there again, obviously, to camp.
So we actually went hunting for some signs of Black Shuck once, didn't we?
Yeah, we're very interested.
Not in Norfolk.
No.
So in Suffolk, just over the border in Bungay, and also Blythburgh. Is that how you pronounce it? Blythburgh?
Yeah. Blythburgh.
Apparently the most notable reports in this region, albeit not Norfolk, of Black Shuck, well, probably that's a good thing actually, keep him in Suffolk, are his appearances in the churches at Bungay and Blythburgh.
Yeah.
One is St Mary's Church in Bungay, and he was apparently in 1577, so a massive storm struck the town of Bungay, and the devil appeared in the form of a big black dog in the church. Which kind of goes against all these sort of things that devils can't enter churches, I guess, but I'm not going to get into that. So anyway, the church was plunged into darkness.
Yeah.
Suddenly a black dog appeared before the terrified congregation, ran around the church, and also I think it did actually attack some of the parishioners. And did it kill him? I'm just having a quick look at the history of the Black Dog of Bungay on the St Mary's website. Not sure whether it did. I don't think he did. I don't think he did die, but they were badly injured. And then this is the freaky thing, a similar event on the same day took place at Blythburgh, where claw marks were left on the door.
Yeah. So, now these claw marks.
We should say we went to the church to look for the claw marks, didn't we?
We did.
And we have to say, full disclosure, we couldn't see any, did we?
I think we got a bit confused.
It's easily done.
On whether the Black Shuck was inside the church or outside the church.
Okay.
So I think we looked on the wrong side of the door.
Didn't you also say that you spoke to your dad about it and he said the claw marks are really quite high because the dog was big and we were looking for sort of average sized dog claw locations?
Sausage dog. A really angry sausage dog, yeah? Down there, scrabbling. Yeah. Probably we need to go again.
I think your dad said they're quite high up.
Yeah.
As if he was clawing at the door, almost at the top of the door, like on his hind legs. Big yeah. So that's just over the border in Bungay and Blythburgh. And what I would say though is that there have been lots of different accounts of this, obviously, but it was, as I say, a really bad storm. So it could have just been a stray dog or a wolf trying to get shelter.
Don't poo-poo the story.
Just saying. But anyway, so if you know any more, but the black dog has been sighted in Bungay on numerous occasions. He's kind of the emblem of Bungay, isn't he?
Yeah,
the black dog. And isn't it the Bungay running people, the black dog runners?
Oh, yeah. I think they might be actually.
So yeah, I think they are. So
very interesting. We'll have to take another visit to Bungay and Blythburgh.
Yeah.
And check it out.
So apparently the shuck is particularly associated with coastal regions and usually encountered by solitary individuals at night. Meeting him is considered to be a portent of death or disaster, and there are many tales about him. And going back, he was saying, what were you saying about Cranberry? I can't remember. Anyway, actually, the tales of Black Shuck, aren't they supposed to have at least mildly inspired the Hounds of the Baskerville story?
Yes.
Because
particularly the Beast and Bump.
Yeah, because Conan Doyle liked to holiday up here a lot. He loved Cromer, and he used to stay at Cromer Hall.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I know, man of good taste. Clearly, he stayed at Cromer Hall. Didn't he also play at Royal Cromer Royal Sharon Golf Club?
Yeah, Sheringham.
Yeah, are they both Royal Golf Clubs?
Not too sure about
Sheringham. Okay, but he used to play at the golf club, didn't he? And he stayed at Cromer Hall.
Yeah.
And he was inspired because of these stories of Black Shuck. He was inspired to write the Hounds of the Baskerville.
He was, yeah.
So
and Cromer Hall, when you go past Cromer Hall, that looks very
it's got a lot of potential to be spooky, doesn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
There are also, obviously, we've got a lot of old halls in Norfolk.
No,
in fact, I'm often surprised by how many estates we have. There are a lot of big houses, aren't there?
Yeah, when you drive about, you spot more and more, actually.
I don't know whether we have more than other... I mean, I suppose because it's a large farming region and they were land-owning estates and so they all had a big hall. And some of them date back a long, long time. And some of those are haunted, aren't they? We've talked about Raynham Hall, actually. Which I would like to investigate further.
Very interesting.
Absolutely.
Very interesting. Yeah.
But also, obviously, Blickling Hall.
Oh, Blickling, yes.
Famous ghosts.
I know, which is another interest of ours because we do like the story of Anne Boleyn.
And we love a bit of the Tudors. Yeah.
Henry VIII and all that.
Yes.
But
big fans of the Tudors.
We are. Anything Tudor on the telly we'll be watching, won't we?
It's true.
But we're going to have to do this one year. We're going to have to go to Blickling Hall on the 19th of May.
Which is
the anniversary of Anne Boleyn's execution.
It is, yes. So she was beheaded.
Yes.
Obviously fell out of favour with Henry VIII.
Yes. She did, yes. And apparently, on the anniversary, a horse-drawn carriage comes up the driveway, the front driveway at Blickling Hall. With is it a headless driver?
Yeah.
But she's also in the carriage, holding her head in her lap.
That is spooky.
I know.
It's one spooky sight.
And it draws up at the front of Blickling Hall and then vanishes.
And disappears when it reaches. That is.
Can you imagine?
Not really.
Imagine seeing that.
Absolutely terrifying. Yeah. So that would be terrifying. And on a similar vibe, there's also a tradition that says when news of her death reached the hall, in 1536, 4 headless horses, this time headless horses, were seen dragging the body of a headless man across Norfolk. There's quite a large obsession with the headless imagery there. Wow. Obviously, she was beheaded, so there's obviously a connection there. I'm not sure whether it sort of encouraged people's imagination or something like that.
Norfolk.
Apparently so. That's quite terrifying itself. But there's supposed to be a few ghosts around Blickling Hall, and again, really old site. So there's going to be a lot of stories. Going to be a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
It's brilliant for a day out.
You can sort of feel it, can't you? You You can feel it when you go around.
You can feel the age. You can feel, you can feel the age of all those things. So.
Oh, and on a Halloweeny note, when you go to Blickling Hall and you go into the house, you go into the main hall there, and there's 2 staircases going up.
Yes, yeah.
Don't you? And you get to choose which one you go up. And if you look, I think there's 2 keys hanging from, and one is like heaven, I think, and one is hell.
Yes, there is something like that. Yes, yeah, you're right. Yes, and one is one side and one is the other.
Sorry if I'm wrong, but that is.
Yes, no, I remember something like that.
You get to choose,
because I asked once what's that key for, and the volunteer, the National Trust volunteer, explained that.
Yeah,
that's fascinating. But apparently, you see, so. They think that Blickling Hall itself, which is in itself old enough, it stands on the site of an even older medieval manor, which is thought to have been her birthplace, Anne Boleyn's birthplace.
Oh right, okay.
But there are contradictions to that. Some people don't think that she was born there, but folklore suggests she has. Yeah, she has a lot of links to Blickling Hall, and it is very old ground. Yeah, absolutely.
To draw her back.
Well, Norfolk does have a habit of doing that, doesn't it? You could imagine it. You know, she went to London, didn't really work out, came back to Norfolk much nicer.
Always works out in Norfolk, doesn't it? Headless or with your head on. So, and what? It's on the 19th of May, isn't it?
Yes, that's the anniversary.
When the clock strikes midnight or something like that.
I'm not sure about that bit. Are you just adding that in?
Well,
for effect. I don't know about the midnight.
Maybe.
I know that this is. No, actually, I think you might be right. I'm being unfair. Yeah. I think you might be right. It could be midnight. That would. But we'd have to say.
Yeah.
Felbrick Hall, also another National Trust site, also supposed to be haunted. The library is supposed to be haunted by the ghost of William Wyndham III, the Phantom Bibliophile.
Oh my goodness.
This is what it says. The Phantom Bibliophile. I'd love to be called the Phantom Bibliophile when I die. So, but this is why he's a Phantom Bibliophile. He risked his life nearly 200 years ago trying to rescue precious volumes after a fire broke out, only to die weeks later from his injuries.
Oh.
Yeah. So he was a Phantom Bibliophile. Yeah. It is believed he still visits his magnificent library in order to read the books he didn't have time to read while he was alive.
Oh.
Apparently his ghost only appears when an exact combination is placed on the library chair. How have we not found out about this before? We need to look into this more and place some books on chairs. Wow. I didn't even know it was a haunted library. I know. To the library.
Yeah, I also like the fact that these ghosts are just peaceful as well.
Yeah, he's
not just messing around, shaking chains and scaring you. They're also perhaps just doing stuff.
Doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but that's interesting. And Oxford Hall as well, over in West Norfolk.
Oh,
so this is thought to be haunted by the ghost of a jilted lover. See, is what I was telling you about the love stories that end badly. A countess of Italy who roams the north bedroom and the north staircase. It is thought she killed herself after jumping out of the north bedroom window and drowning in the moat below. Obviously Oxford Hall's got a moat. Well, these are ghosts.
Sad, isn't it?
They are. They do have to be dead to be ghosts, Andrew.
I know, but...
So, visitors have seen a woman in a Tudor dress walking the grounds, only to be told that there were no costume volunteers around that day.
Whoa.
Ooh, and apparently there have also been drops in temperatures as well.
Oh, yeah, you've got to watch those drops in temperatures, haven't you? You do feel those places, don't you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So that's very interesting. So there's the halls, there's the Norfolk coast, obviously, which you might see black shuck.
Or hopefully not.
if you're unlucky, yeah. And also you have you've had some encounters with ghosts yourself, haven't you? What about in Cinema City that time?
Ah, yes.
In Norwich.
Yes, in Cinema City in Norwich. Yeah, it was a few years ago now, wasn't it?
Quite a few years ago.
Yeah, I was taking some photos there late one night.
You were, yes. It was very quiet and empty, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I was I don't know whether people have been to Cinema City, but when you walk into the courtyard, they've got a lovely courtyard, and you can either go into the bar or the cinema area, but there's also some steps that go up. And I was at the top of those steps taking a picture down in. Okay, and it was very late, nobody around. Okay,
and you swear, you're sure of that, aren't you?
Oh yeah,
you're really sure there was literally nobody else there.
Nobody there at all. I think the person that I was doing the work for was in the office, and there may have been somebody in the reception. But yeah, I just snapped a photo, didn't I? And you saw it when you were having a look through the photos,
I was having a look
weren't
through
you?
the photos, and I saw this image of this figure that was transparent, so semi-opaque and very bizarre, not a fully formed figure. And I showed it to you, and then we enhanced it as much as we possibly could. And honestly, it really did look like a slightly stooped person in a Tudor costume.
It did.
It really did. That's all I can say it looked like. Whether or not it was somebody or not. And anyway, your pictures were in the paper, and they were picked up on websites and all sorts, weren't they? They're still out. If you look up Cinema City Ghost, you'll probably be able to see the pictures of Andrew's.
On some weird websites.
There were lots of paranormal web, and people wrote in and said what they thought it was. People wrote in and said it might have been a waitress moving. That you hadn't noticed, but you don't think there was anyone there, do you?
No, because it was gone. It was gone. The kitchens are shut.
So weird.
The kitchens were shut. There was nobody, because it was very, very late. I think it was like gone 10 o'clock at night, because we wanted to get the images after the place had shut down.
Yeah, night images. Yeah, very bizarre. But no, it was very strange to see. We've still got those images, and as I say, if you look up Cinema City Ghost and Andrew Kitt, you might be able to find them online.
But yeah. Yeah, I'm not at all weird or anything, but I was just taking photos. But because you were flicking through online, weren't you? And it made you.
It was because as well is the image immediately before is completely clear.
Yes.
And then there's this figure.
Yeah.
And it's not until you really kind of zoom in and enhance it's like you can really see the detail. It's just a sort of cloudy, not disfigured because that's sort of the wrong word, but an indistinct shape. But definitely human-looking shape, and
you can see that.
And it does look like they're wearing kind of almost breeches or something like that, which is very weird. But who knows? I mean, again, Cinema City and Suckling House, super old site, super old.
They're definitely haunted. The projectionists used to say there was
at Cinema City,
some haunting in the projection rooms at Cinema City.
Okay, yeah. Because you speak to a lot of people, don't you? And you've been told quite a few ghost stories in your time, haven't you? Around the place.
I do like a bit of ghostly action.
Yeah. So you could definitely imagine that was haunted anyway.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You do seem to have. You seem to be a conduit for the supernatural, Andrew. I'm not going to lie. You are someone. I mean. Listeners, I will tell you, Andrew's always telling me about weird things that happen to him when he's out and about doing things like just putting out the bins or something like that.
Weird stuff happens.
So when was your first memory of being scared or being spooked by something, Andrew?
Oh, yeah, so I think my first memory was we used to live in a fairly old house growing up, and I used to have a bedroom at the end of. Well, I was little, so it was I thought it was quite a long corridor, and there was a window halfway on the left, and I always felt a bit scared approaching that window. And there used to be a tree. It was one of these ones, you know. But a tree on the other side growing, and it used to tap against the window.
Oh, no wonder you were scared. That's terrifying. I've been scared.
And so I used to like. Run past that bit and get into my bedroom. So that was kind of my first thing of like, ooh.
But you've had, apart from the Cinema City ghost, you've had other ghostly encounters, haven't you?
I have, yes. We used to live, didn't we? A site of again, it was like Walsing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was what's the word for those? A shrine?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. So there was. We used to live in Barbara, and there is a place in Barbara called St Wolstan's Well.
Yes.
Which is I think shrine is the right word. Basically, St Wolstan allegedly put a staff in the ground, a spring came up, and now there's a well, and now it's a site of pilgrimage.
Yes.
Very much like Walsingham, but a lower level job.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Not as popular with the pilgrims.
But we we lived in some barns down there, and our barn happened to be adjacent to the old church as well. So there's the church there. Is that some Wolston's church? Isn't it some Wolston St Mary's Church or something? Anyway, the church in Broadborough.
Yeah.
And basically, just yards away from our front door is this well, this holy miracle site of a shrine of and.
Well, there was some places you parked carports basically, and I used to keep the wood in there for the wood burner, and I went down there one night to collect the wood, and I was putting the wood in the basket. And I was starting to go all a bit funny again now, but I just felt my hair on the back of my neck and went up, and I just felt that there was somebody watching me. And what I did was I turned around, and there was a face looking over my shoulder.
Oh goodness!
But it was there for it wasn't scary. It was just a face, basically looking over at what I was doing.
You told me it was sort of inquisitive more than anything else.
Yeah, and I turned around, saw it, and it was gone.
That's so weird. Yeah. See,
that was the first time. That was actually the first time I've actually ever seen anything.
Okay.
Like that. The other things have been like scared from things tapping on windows and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But that was the first time.
That's very weird.
Yeah.
See, I don't like it when you tell me that story because it freaks me out too much. Actually, I'm just like, I'm moving on.
I left the carport pretty quick after.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And then we moved. We love this time of year, don't we? We love Halloween.
Yeah.
We love it. It's I think we were saying we're fascinated by things supernatural and ghosts and spirits and spooky stories and folklore. Yeah. But and so it's a really nice time to break. But to be honest with you, I just think it's a really nice sort of mid-season celebration, Halloween. Anyway,
it is, yeah.
You know, I'm not going to get a coven together and start dancing around a cauldron. Not this year.
You've already got that, Garen.
Oh, you fucking charming. I'll make you into a frog. No, but I think it's just a really nice excuse. We grew our own pumpkins this year, and we're going to hunt them out. Cook with the innards, obviously. You don't waste them. No. Make some jack-o'-lanterns. Just have some seasonal food.
Normally make soup.
A bit of fun.
Don't we? Pumpkin
soup. Although I've got some really good recipes this year of pumpkin muffins and all sorts of things. If you look online, there's some great pumpkin.
We love
recipes.
all the treats that you can get this time of year.
Honestly, there's nothing better than Easter chocolate, Halloween chocolate, and Christmas chocolate. They far and away beat normal chocolate. I don't know why. And all the special treats you can get. I love the flavour pumpkin spice. I unashamedly love a pumpkin spice latte.
Yes.
And just all the other things, but also the colours and nature, the leaves, the fact you can wear your hoodies and cardigans and your boots, and it's just a bit crisp.
Lovely.
And it's leading into bonfire night. You know,
so it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly keen on trick or treating though.
You're not a massive fan of trick or treating, are you?
Not a fan.
Yeah. Are you one of the kind of camp that thinks it's basically sort of begging with menace?
Yeah, I've never really been. I never really I sort of grew up in the countryside, so there wasn't a lot of trick or treating to be done anyway.
Is it jealousy?
Well,
are you sad because there was no one?
But the thought of going to strangers getting sweets.
It just kind of go against what we tell our kids all year round.
But I can see it's fun, but not.
You're not a big fan. Last year, what happened to you?
I was terrorised last year by the youth of.
Last year I went trick or treating with our boys as the adult accompaniment, and I had to stay a few paces back while they terrorised people and took all the sweets. Yeah. And Andrew was supposed to stay back and have our sweets. Anyway, what happened? So all your sweets ran out quite quickly, didn't they? Yeah,
they ran out. Yeah. They were basically mugging me for the sweets. They were grabbing them. One person said, "Can I exchange some?" Which I thought was a bit rude, to tell you the truth. So,
what happened when you ran out of sweets, Andrew?
That is the problem. Is what do you do when you've run out of sweets? So I quickly turned off all the lanterns that we had outside.
You turned off all the lights.
All the lights
Andrew
in the house.
Turned off all the lights in the house, thus pretending to be in, and hid. And what happened?
Well, I forgot to lock the front door. And they blinking tried to come in.
So children came up to the door and not content ringing a bell, they tried the handle and opened it, didn't they? So it's like the precociousness, unbelievable.
So that sort of really didn't help with my with my thoughts on trick or treating. But
so funny. We came back and you were like completely traumatized. Whereas we ended up walking through a churchyard at basically midnight or something. Oh my goodness me, it was just so scary. I was terrified. You can do the trick or treating with the kids next time. I'll stay
to their own.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think if it was done, I think as long as you're doing it with like-minded people. So if the entire street is decked out, and where we lived, there were some people who had really gone to town.
Yeah,
honestly, it looked like Tim Burton's house. It was amazing. I think if everyone's on the same page and puts the sweets out, everyone gets involved, and people are respectful and blah blah blah, and it's safe, I think fine. It's not always easy to be able to do that though, but there could be that neighbour who's old or on their own, and they're terrified of a knock at the door by some kids dressed out of Squid Game at 8 o'clock at night or whatever. And that's totally understandable. So it is really difficult. I think it's a very fine line. Like you say, each their own.
I think if there's lanterns out there and people have made effort, you can go up to...
You think they're a Halloween house then, don't you? You think they're probably down with Halloween.
But when you've turned all the lanterns off and the lights...
And you're hiding in the lounge.
Do not try the front door.
I think also some people... Halloween's quite polarising, actually. I think some people are really behind it, and some people really just think it's a kind of commercial waste of time or whatever. We're not in that camp, I will have to say. So, yes, we will be doing our pumpkin carving. And there are lots of kind of Halloween-y events. By the time that this goes out, obviously most of them will have sold out. I know the Real Halloween by the Fairyland Trust, which is a fantastic...
Oh, we used to love going to that.
Yeah, it's a marvellous event. That's completely sold out.
Good.
This weekend, which is really good, because they're a wonderful charity that supports nature. That is on at Bradmore Woods in West Acre. And as I say, if you haven't got tickets, don't turn up because you won't get in. But next year, look out for it. Real Halloween. There's ghost walks, obviously, and we've got a couple on our blog. There's one in Kings Lynn that I want to do, actually, a ghost walk, which would be quite interesting. You can go ghost spotting, as we've just mentioned, at some of the places that we mentioned that's supposed to be haunted. You can read ghost stories, ideally round a campfire or possibly a chimney or something, whatever the modern version of a campfire is, or a wood burner or something like that. Loads of books on local Norfolk ghosts, which tell tales of spooky goings on from black shuck to grey ladies and ghostly monks. So you can search online or look in the library. I've got two in front of me here. Nasty Norfolk by Trevor Heaton. Scary Stories and Ghastly Ghosts, and this is very much for kids, which is fabulous.
Nice.
And one which I picked up from the Book Hive only this week, called This Hollow Land, Aspects of Norfolk Folklore, which is by Peter Tolhurst, and it's a big black tome with a sort of, I don't know, demon-looking guy on the front, and this just looks fabulous. So basically it sort of describes restless spirits, white ladies, phantom coaches, and blind fiddlers. So I'm going to really enjoy having a look at this over Halloween weekend. Really good read. So absolutely, and you can always stay in, have a little party of your own, which I think for me is the safe alternative to trick or treating. Is instead of going out and pestering people you don't know for sweets, just get a load of sweets and have them in your house. Invite your friends round and dress up and that kind of thing. Watch some classic scary movies. What's your favourite scary movie? Can you think of one?
Oh, favourite scary
Have I put you on the spot?
Movie. You have put me on the spot a bit. I was just thinking now, what about yours?
It's difficult because it's genre I love. I do love a bit of horror and scary. I was actually... So the ones that really scared the life out of me are The Ring.
Oh, right,
Hands down. I don't think anything's scarier than The Ring. And the Paranormal Activity series.
Oh, yeah.
That franchise. Terrifying. Yeah. Absolutely terrifying. I think those kind of ones which are more subtle, I'm not sure The Ring is very subtle, but they're not gory. I'm not a fan of gore per se. It's more the psychological kind of thing. So, The Shining's quite unnerving still, I think. Yeah. I do like The Lost Boys, but that's not really horror. But I love it.
No, but I like that sort of thing as well. I like some of the the ones that are kind of like the older ones as well, that are kind of a little bit.
What, really old? Or?
Yeah, the really older ones. Like the Frankensteins and things like that. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I used to like watching. Was it the Hammer House?
Oh, okay. Is that with Christopher Lee? Or those sort of classics. Yeah. I think, and also we do like to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Which is both Halloween and Christmas.
Yeah.
So really, you can watch it any time from now until Christmas. Love a bit of This Is Halloween, etc., etc. That's good. We watched The Sixth Sense recently with our eldest, and that's still a good watch. You've got to not spoil the ending for them, but I still think that's quite good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And for a sort of family-friendly vibe, for your older children, the BBC series Ghosts on iPlayer.
Oh,
which is so hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's just pure fun and silliness.
Yeah, love that programme.
Absolutely love Ghosts. So it'll be on iPlayer, and it's about ghosts. It's not terrifying or scary. You know, you probably wouldn't want really young kids watching it, but it's just really good fun. So if you're looking for something indoors to do on Halloween weekend, then then those, I think, it's made by the Horrible Histories people.
Yeah, so it's going to be
it's
fabulous.
Silly and hilarious, wonderful. But let us know if you're doing anything this Halloween weekend, or if you've got any other great seasonal suggestions, because we would love to hear from you.
We would.
Yeah, what do you do at Halloween? Contact us the usual ways. Via the website enjoyingnorfolk.co.uk, or commenting on our social media, or messaging us via social media. We're fully active on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. So we will be back next week. We will,
hopefully.
No, we will, which will pull us back on schedule. It's supposed to be every other week this season. Yeah. But we're going to have to release this episode this week and then one next week, because we missed a week and it all went a bit horribly wrong.
Big Tom.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week with more Norfolkness. In the meantime, whatever you're up to, whether you are a Halloween fan or a Halloween hater, we hope you have a happy Halloween or a happy weekend.
Yeah.
And stay safe. And we look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.